The Holy Roman Empire must hold the walls and prevent this northern threat from leaking into the Empire. Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another Medieval 1212 online battle as we now begin. I should obviously click on normal speed as the artillery does get ready to unload. So we are back with another online battle. Today we have the Holy Roman Empire defending this fortress with the support of the Polish and also the Teutonic Order as they try and defeat the Scandinavian threat, who are also supported by the Lithuanians. So it should be a very exciting battle. We have a ton of soldiers, over 16,000 men ready to fight and die for your entertainment. I'm super excited for this battle, and I want to go ahead and give a massive shout out to my Discord who went ahead and sent in this battle. If you guys want to be a part of these engagements in the future, be sure to join the Discord. The link will be down below in the description. Hopefully we'll go ahead and get more games going. You know, one or two of these battles every single week would be absolutely amazing, and I am just so much on my 1212 hype at the moment. The campaign is getting closer and closer to being done, and oh my god, I cannot wait. So as the siege towers get pushed up, let's look at a few of the awesome units that are going to be thrown into this battle. We'll also keep an eye on this little skirmisher move here by the Teutonic Order as they throw out some knights to harass the attackers. So we'll start off looking at a few of the defenders, infantry and archers and stuff. So you can see the Teutonic Order have some of these Pavese crossbowmen of the late period. They are kind of lightly armoured for Pavese crossbows, honestly, but, you know, I'm sure they'll do the damage, and crossbows are extremely deadly in this mod. We also have some Teutonic Pavese over here, which are going to be defending the streets as best as they can. We also have the Imperial Ritter, oh baby! This is a heavy Holy Roman Empire cavalry. You can see a little harassment going out here. Heavy cavalry is amazing in this mod. It can take on infantry fairly easily. Oh, not easily, but it can definitely dispatch infantry. As you can see, taking out some of just the Lithuanian spearmen, the lightly armoured ones. The artillery is still coming in, though, burning the city. That's brutal. Over in the centre, we have some dismounted Polish knights. These guys obviously going to be pretty goddamn strong. They're warhammers, more dismounted knights. We actually have some cannons going off as well. Let's take it on slow-mo just real quickly so we can finish up this, like, looking at all the units. We also have some more dismounted Polish knights, looking very nice indeed. Got some spearmen up here, the Pavese spearmen of the Poles. And you can definitely see the difference in the Pavese, you know, through different factions. And now we finally have some Imperial sergeants. Love the helmet on this dude. That's pretty goddamn awesome. And I think the HRE are defending down here as well. Yeah, you got some proper heavy Pavese right here with their awesome looking shields. Gonna be hard to beat indeed. But if we quickly take a look at the attackers, we've got some Danish units right here. Kind of more lightly armored. They're more maneuverable, but they do definitely have some heavy units as well. So we've got a bunch of bowmen right here. Some of their heavy spearmen. We also have some heavy Danish knights, because even in a siege battle, you want to bring knights, because they're just so good at breaking the enemy lines. They can smash through, you know, fortifications. Oh my god, look at these noble longswordmen. Oh my god, these guys are amazing. Look at that. Such clean work on the models, it really is. Quickly taking a look at some of the forces of the Norwegians. We have some of their heavy foot ridder right there, some good pikemen back here. I'm going to try and pronounce that, and also some heavy Norwegian knights. And then finally for Lithuania, as I think they just managed to kill some of the HRE cavalry. Yeah, they did, but the HRE cavalry did or the Teutonic cavalry did some great damage on the artillery and missiles and stuff. So you can see that they have a bunch of these heavy crossbowmen, look really heavy crossbowmen. And then they also have some infantry as well. But anyway, let's just get into this battle, as I know the action is getting started. And I maybe preemptively started this. We actually do have some of the infantry making their way onto the walls. And it doesn't look like the HRE is going to look to defend this whatsoever. They're simply going to let the Norwegians take this, the Vikings to take the walls, and then they're going to look to defend, you know, the outer reaches, which is a good idea because it kind of, you know, forces them into this big open space which they can shoot. But it does also mean that they're giving up these great towers, and the towers can do a lot of damage. Oh my god, you see that cannon come in right there? That's insane. Oh, you also have some archers situated up here. This is a really interesting part of the map. Oh my god, the Teutonic Order cavalry actually managed to kill the artillery. That's crazy good. And also killed a lot of the spearmen as well. I think they did give their lives for it, but I don't know, that could definitely be worth it. You look at this map, I don't think the enemy can make their way up through here. I think it's just like unmovable terrain. And there's actually a unit of archers up here with a unit of spears defending it. It's very interesting, like a nice little overlook position right here. That's pretty cool. I dig that. So they're going to be able to rack up some decent, damage onto these spearmen. And even if they try and break up here, they have to get through a unit of PVs from the poles. And that's not going to be an easy task, is it? So it's going to be interesting to see if they do try and commit. And they are going to throw up some infantry. Try and break this defense. It's going to be hard to do so. So this is actually a pretty good idea. You might ask, oh, this formation's kind of bad. It's not actually an awful formation. It'd be better to push it to one side, but going really thin against a long shield wall is really good because you get a lot of swords in on a small part of the enemy formation, and it's much easier to make a bigger dent in it if you do these thinner formations. So it's not actually a bad plan. It's better to kind of do it on one of the sides where they're a little bit thinner, but still very good. And yeah, here we go. The Polish are engaging against the Norwegians. Heavy fighting. It looks like the Polish defenders, though, have a lot of spearmen, whereas obviously the Norwegians are a lot more aggressive in their troop count. And you can see the sort of crossbows moving into position, obviously looking to cover this area. I like to think the HRE commander is just sitting at the back of the map, giving orders to everyone else. Because I feel like the HRE would probably take command of these situations. And this replay couldn't have come at a better time. I've been playing a ton, like an absolute metric ton of EU4, and a lot of my factions I've been picking have been in the HRE. So this faction selection was perfect to get me pumped. A lot of new taxes. Such a good mod. Anyway, back to Total War. You can see the heady fighting, the Poles not wanting to give up whatsoever. How's this small engagement? This small engagement has kind of happened as well, but again, I imagine it's just not enough over here to really make a dent, so we won't pay too much attention to it. We've got more siege towers coming up as the attackers fly in. Yeah, this is a thing. The defenders have set up these like channels where they can use their crossbows really, really effectively. I definitely do dig that. So we usually get some sword on sword action over here. Oh, some heavy infantry. The Foot Ridder, I think that's how you pronounce it, going up against some of the dismounted Polish knights. With the archer support as well, that's not going to be easy whatsoever. Got artillery coming in as well. I wonder what that's trying to focus down. Yeah, trying to make some dents into the infantry, just getting ready to support. I really love as well the fact we just have all that infantry. You can just see the infantry like running around in the background, being dispatched by the commander. The city is like in flames. More and more infantry being thrown in here, just looking to break the defenders. Because that's one of the things that they really can try and do. Do we get another cavalry engagement? Oh no, the gate has gone down. I think it was through artillery fire. And the siege towers are a bit delayed though, which is a little bit scary. And the crossbows going up here. Yeah, the Lithuanians have kind of been sent to their death here. Especially because the Teutonic Order have made their way into this right-hand side. And they're going to be shooting these guys in the back and sending them back. Okay, so I don't know who's who, but I assume the Teutonic Order player is going to be Hobbit, the guy who organizes these battles, because he's doing a lot of strong maneuvers to outplay his opponents with that cavalry position. So I'm assuming it's going to be him, or Fox, one of the developers, is also playing in this. And I do implore you guys to come and join these battles, because the more of these we can do, the more epic battles you can see on my YouTube channel, and it's definitely obviously worth it. Because I am definitely on my 12-12 hype, waiting for the campaign. So more of these battles, more siege battles, more custom map battles. Hell to the yes. That would be amazing. And as you can tell, I also have an overlay on at the moment to make the battles look a bit more grittier. I thought it just kind of brings out a lot of the epic stuff in the engagement. So I'll show you, it looks off like that. If I take it off, it looks like I need to change that key. So if I take it off, it looks like that, and then if I turn it on, it just kind of just brings out the color a little bit, and you can tell, obviously, the difference. I think it looks cool anyway. So the Lithuanians are going to get their men up on these walls, which is desperately needed. One of the really important things in an assault is, timing your attack so it kind of stretches the defenders as much as possible. And these siege towers are a little bit delayed. They could have been here a little bit quicker. Really nice move here by the Lithuanians, though, pushing their crossbows up here to hit the defenders. The defenders are going to be pushing down to try and take some cover. Really nice move right here. Basically just try and, you know, cover themselves and probably just hold down here. That's actually a really good move there by the Teutonic Order. This is the heaviest fighting zone right here, though. Lots of people looking to duke it out, and they still have not broken this down. Yeah, I think this is a smart move here by the Norwegians. Instead of trying to break through this Pavis, just shoot this Lithuania archer to death, bring them down, and then once they are down, you know, you can just move on. You're getting a lot of the infantry moving, and I always love to see this by the Norwegians, or just by any attacker. I love to see, you know, everyone moving their infantry into, like, right up close to the battle lines, so that you can quickly get your men to these positions when you need to. I always hate it when people leave units like attackers leave units all the way back in there by their siege towers, because then it takes so long to bring them up. I like it, you know, you have this advancement where infantry just moves forward. You know, they're not necessarily in the fight, but they can get in the fight when called upon. And now we have some of the heavy Danish knights fighting away against the Poles. And tell me this, guys, when the campaign does eventually come out for 12-12, what is the first faction you're going to be playing? I'm not too sure. Like, there's a lot of factions I would love to give a go. Like, I'd love to play as the Holy Roman Empire. I'd love to play as England, France. You know, playing as the Eastern faction, maybe the Sultanate of Rum would be amazing. Go and siege Constantinople. There's so many really, really cool factions. I might have to put it down to a vote. Artillery still going in and just setting the city ablaze, and the amazing thing is that these flames can spread to other houses as well. I got a direct hit on these elite HRE infantrymen. Yes, the city just burns behind them. Brutal indeed. But it looks like the defenders are holding. We are going to get a cavalry charge, though. And this is exactly what I'm saying. The cavalry charges are very, very deadly. Luckily, these swordsmen kind of held their formation, just obviously because, you know, they're late infantry, I believe. You have a high period infantry in shield wall, so they can have a bit more resistance. But even when they are engaged, the cavalry does good. It's not like, you know, the traditional Total War mechanic where, you know, cavalry just loses to infantry in a prolonged engagement. And obviously that's not how it should be in this mod. You know, in this mod, they should always, you know, put favor into heavy knights because they have the best equipment, they're mounted, you know, they're going to be able to dispatch infantry fairly easily. And that's what I love to see. I love to see, you know, cavalry, you know, as long as they're expensive, and that's kind of the trade-off. If you're going to pick up some cavalry, they're going to cost you a ton of cash to do so, but they're going to be invaluable at breaking enemy lines. You know, obviously they're still going to lose to, you know, like, spearmen can do good against them, especially heavy spearmen. Crossbows are going to annihilate them. You know, halberds are going to do great. They still have their counters. It's just, you know, the traditional formula isn't necessarily as fine-tuned. And this is a great move by the attackers. They've brought up all of their archers inside the city, and they're just going to be harassing and pushing back the crossbows of the defenders pretty heavily. We also now have the Lithuanians moved in as well. They're doing a great job here at surrounding this unit of halberd Pavis. Yeah, this is a great maneuver right here as well. They use their siege towers to then bring round infantry to surround the defenders at the gate, and they couldn't really do much to prevent them, which is pretty nice. More Lithuanians and Polish going up against one another. At this period, so like in the early medieval period, were the Polish and, because I swear, like, the Polish and Lithuanians, were they both Slavic at this point? So would they have, did they fight? I mean, I imagine they did fight a lot, just in general, but would they have, like, teamed up with the HRE? Because, like, my medieval history is pretty good, but, like, it's more obviously centered around, you know, what we learnt about, you know, at school. It was mainly about, you know, English and, you know, kind of more Central European history. So, you know, the more, like, Polish medieval history and, like, you know, we didn't really learn too much about. So, did the Polish and Lithuanians fight each other regularly? Would they have teamed up, you know, with their counterparts in this battle? Let me know. So we do actually have some of the, what cavalry is this? Some of the Danish cavalry going to be moving up there. We're also going to be getting a push here by the HRE cavalry as well, flying into battle. I don't know how they managed to break through. Maybe they found this gap right here to get around and do some good rear charges. I mean, they're going to go down, but it's going to take out a lot of casualties. And here we go. It looks like they're going to be retreating back their men, seeing they can't deal with these pikemen from the Norwegians. They're going to be falling back, and also this entire quadrant has now been overwhelmed. And they can use it to try and quickly, look, speed is so important right now. They've broken the defenders' lines. Now it is really, really important to send forth all legions and just try and catch the defenders as they try and pull back as much as they can, because there is several gaps right here. We're going to be getting a really good cavalry maneuver here by the Poles. You know, these are Lithuanian, but it says Polish-Lithuanian. This cavalry is going to be moving in. I imagine it's going to be hunting down, these crossbows? Are they crossbows there? Yeah, they're going to be trying to hunt down these crossbows. I'm not sure if they're going to get out. There's nowhere for these guys to go. So again, a really smart maneuver. Oh, are they going to get out though? The Teutons are trying to run away with their crossbows. The cavalry cannot let them escape though. That unit is too valuable to kill. And they're not going to either. Yeah, this was a great maneuver here by the Lithuanians. Oh, we're going to try and pull out. They're probably going to take heavy casualties. The Lithuanians, it's because it says Polish, and I keep on getting confused. The Lithuanians cannot let these guys escape. A few of them are going to escape, but they're taking heavy casualties as they try and flee. Heavy casualties, yeah. These guys got cut down, my god. You see that number? That was on like 130 a second ago. Now it's on 60. That was a good maneuver right there. Sorry, I know I keep on saying maneuver. Strategy. Positioning. Try and think of some other words I could use. Now, what could have been good as well is to completely block off their path. Was engage on this unit right here against the HRE sergeants. Swordsmen and crossbows alike pushing in. So now that the outer defense has really gone out, but the attackers can push up their archers and just help counter fire against the defenders. Because I think if you guys watched yesterday's video with it was a Gondorian siege, the attackers just got absolutely annihilated by the defenders' archers. And, you know, that's completely fair and a good strategy to do. The attackers, you just need to have your own archers up there to push back the defenders' archers and basically trade off. If they want to focus your infantry, your archers get to kill them and then have, you know, free reign on the battlefield. In the previous battle, the archers just dominated for the defenders and there was no real counterpart. So it's good to see that the attackers are really putting, you know, a heavy focus on that. Because in this mod, it's not unlikely whatsoever that crossbows rack up hundreds of kills. It really isn't. Oh, we're going to get some axemen coming in as well. I imagine these guys have great armor piercing, and that's probably what they've been brought up to do, is to smash the lines. What are they? They're foot reader, apparently. But I imagine they're just up here to smash the lines. And then we also have some HRE units throwing up as well. So they're going to be pushing up their two-handed weapons as well. Is this fight going on? This fight is still going on over here. Oh my god, I'm glad we've kind of ignored it because it doesn't seem like it's been very interesting, I'm not going to lie. Got some heavy swordsmen though moving up, trying to break through. I mean, we'll just leave that. I'm sure that's just going to be a slow grind. And it'll probably, you know, if they can break through this position, it opens up a great outflanking maneuver. But the defenders still have plenty of men sitting back. The balance power is in favour of the defenders, but I think that can easily change very, very quickly, as you are starting to see a lot of these pockets of resistance being, you know, taken care of, and they're being pushed back. You know, yeah, they have a lot of men, but I don't think they're necessarily going to have this battle as cleanly as they can. Something I wouldn't mind happening is I would love for defenders to get less missiles. I know that seems kind of stupid, but I feel like crossbows for the defenders is just far too strong. You know, and maybe like the defenders get 10 crossbows in a 3 vs 3 and the attackers get 15. Or like missiles in general. That could be a good setup. The pikemen, obviously, this is a great engagement for the pikemen right here. The defenders can barely even hit back right now. There's also some cannons being brought up as well. Where are these guys? I guess these guys are going to try and rip down here. Oh my god, if they can get some good shots down there. So cool to see the cannons being brought up. And that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to in the campaign, is like the progression of technology and actually hitting, like getting gunners towards the end of a campaign. That just seems so awesome to me. It definitely brings me back to the Medieval 2 days, you know. More MG being thrown up as well. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, the artillery coming in as well. That is just brutal. Got crossbow bolts going off, men screaming. The city is ablaze. These crossbows are going to be retaliating though, trying to duke it out with the enemy missiles. Oh no, they're actually going to be dispatched here and trying to take out the pikemen. Definitely a good plan because, you know, if all your missiles die, the pikemen can just have free reign. But obviously this is a counter, you know. Right now, they're choosing to kill the pikemen, whereas the attackers' crossbows are choosing to kill the, you know, missiles. So, oh, that artillery coming in as well, burning them away. I don't know if these guys got a little bit too close. I mean, obviously they've got a great view on these guys. Band's power is starting to shift back in favor, as I said, of the attackers. Having the, you know, having these positions being broken and then maneuvering your way into, you know, the attack. Oh, here we go, though. Oh, that's a big artillery hit right there. This wall might even go down as well, which is kind of funny. Oh, this artillery crew's come back from routing as well. I know it hasn't run out of ammunition. I thought it was this one right here. That would have been crazy if they did come back. We have some heavy axemen here by the Lithuanians, fighting away against the Teutons. I imagine the Teutonic Order fought the Polish and Lithuanians a lot. In history. Another artillery volley coming out. Burning away again. You can see everyone just trying to focus down the crossbows or missiles of the other side just so much because they are just so valuable. You know, great armor piercing. It's just a quick and efficient way of breaking through enemy lines and thinning out their defenders. These pikemen from the Norwegians as well have just been invaluable at breaking up the defenders. It's, you know, it's reducing their casualties, and it just does a lot of damage. We'll take a look at the other formations as well. The cannon's been shooting. Where have the cannons gone? I'm not really too sure. There's still a lot of cavalry left here. And oh, here we go. They've broken through. Oh no, they haven't quite broken through. Now, what would be a really good strategy for the Norwegians is, I don't know if they want to necessarily waste their artillery. Oh, that's a good shot right there. They actually managed to kill the artillery piece as well. That's smart. These are actually cannons versus the model they overtake. Looks like scorpions. But these were actually cannons. It looks stupid, I know. A great maneuver here would be to move your crossbows to kind of break up this defense. I mean, granted, you do have PVs and also some infantry, so probably might not take that much damage. But it would not be a bad idea to try and focus these guys down with just crossbows, because there's no real counterplay to you doing that. So, and we might see them pushing over here. Looks like they're moving crossbows over here. But obviously then they're really vulnerable to this cavalry. Now, this King's Bodyguard for the Polish could easily make their way down and just crash. There's like no defenders here whatsoever. The second layer of defense is starting to dwindle though, but I just don't know if they necessarily have the men. And this is like, you know, not every battle is going to be super balanced. Like, it seems like the defenders have this battle, not necessarily, but it's starting to lean that way for sure. And that's one of the things I like about the Discord. They're not necessarily always going to have the most even battles where everyone has the exact same money and it goes down to the wire. Some battles are going to be in favor of one faction over the other, you know, much like they were historical. And if the attackers did, you know, really cool stuff, then they could put out, you know, victory out or behind, you know, from defeat. But, you know, sometimes the defenders are just going to have the advantage. And, you know, that's just going to be how it is, you know, like it was in history. Trying to make these battles as cool as possible. The cavalry's going to come flying in right to the Polish knights, looking for revenge for their fallen brothers. Oh my god, look at that. And you actually have the knights moving in as well. The artillery. Oh, that was amazing. Look at that. I mean, just look at these knights, man. Oh. Very, very cool indeed. Yeah, so I'm definitely digging this overlay. Really digging this overlay. It looks very cool. Not necessarily too different from, you know, the overall game. It just kind of makes it a little bit more grittier. Kind of just drains out the color a little bit, you know, cools the sun a little bit nicer. Because one of the big problems with Attila in general is the sky mechanic. The sky lighting is just appalling. It's like white half the time. And granted, it is still, you know, pretty dark, but I feel like the lighting in normal Attila just makes it really like bright as well. And at least this kind of tones it down a bit, gives it a little bit more color. More of the attackers throwing their men in. And again, if they can just break through this little gap right here, they can then assault the defenders. Like, this is what it is. When you're playing a siege like this, it's all about just kind of finding gaps to then help and support other positions. The city has also been fairly damaged as well, so the defenders are going to be receiving -6 morale, melee attack, and also melee defense. And if we take a look at the numbers, like, that's quite a lot. -6 melee attack is, you know, like 1/5, not 1/5, like 5% of their overall stats. That adds up, you know. It's a little bit over that. And, you know, it definitely adds up over time, you know, especially if you have units that are very similar in their stats. The Lithuanians really took a big hit at the beginning of this battle. Losing that artillery crew with what I assume was full ammunition definitely hurt them. And you always got to pay attention, because, you know, heavy cavalry can just do a lot of damage if you don't protect your dudes. They even had spears there, but it just wasn't enough. You need your own heavy cavalry to kind of countercharge and be prepared. Especially when if you see cavalry making their way out of a wall, just throw up your own cavalry. Move your crossbows into position, shoot their horses, charge in your cavalry, throw them back into the city. It looks like the Lithuanians have given their all. There's a few pushes still left remaining for them. They are obviously being supported, I imagine, by the Norwegians here as well. And I keep saying like this battle is over. It is not over at all. Advanced power is only slightly in favour. And again, the numbers are always really deceptive. We get another good cavalry charge right here. The numbers are always really deceptive, because you can have the exact same numbers or 10,000 more men, but the quality of your units can be so much better. They kind of counteracts that. The Norwegian? Yeah, the Norwegian general charging in against this cavalry, against this infantry, doing some good damage to the sergeants. There's just so much ammunition on that. This is what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the defenders should just not have this much ammunition, like this many archers, because there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across 7, you know, missile units, all with ammunition left, and then all these crossbows and like artillery and stuff. I feel like in these battles, the defenders need to have less missiles, just to help with the balancing. Because right now, they could go target practicing into the sea for a while and still have lots of, you know, ammunition. But again, obviously, you know, these rules and stuff are all a work in progress, so I'm sure the Discord will see this, you know, see what went right, and, you know, make addresses in the next battle, because these are just spectacular. These are really cool battles, and hopefully they continue. We're getting a lot of cavalry. We're getting like a last-ditch effort right now to break through the lines of the defenders. You know, the heavy horses going in against the Bavese and the rest of the infantry. This would not have been a bad position as well. Is like brought up archers up here and just shot these guys in the side. I think it's kind of happening a little bit too late now. Maybe used artillery to smash down these walls and then kind of shot them in the side. The heavy cavalry, though, doing its work. It's breaking a lot of them. You can see the crossbows being brought up as well, duking it out. Lots of archers. I think that's all the archer fire going down on these pikemen. The pikemen have been like the key point for the attackers. It's given them such great advantage. And I feel like maybe if the defenders had less ammunition, they would have had to have made a choice. Do we shoot the enemy missiles or do we shoot the crossbows? So far, it looks like they kind of been able to do both. But again, as I said, some battles, and this battle has not been close. It's been pretty close. But like, some battles are going to just be in favor of one side over the other. And I dig that. I dig that a lot. I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Heavy fighting in the streets still. There's the cavalry, the kind of last reserve for the attackers, get thrown into battle. So they still have some crossbows left of their own. They still have like 3 units of crossbows. Why are they bringing them out? They're deciding they're going to retreat back to fight another day. They definitely could if they wanted to. But yeah, there's just not really a lot left whatsoever. And it looks like there's like a last little assault. Now, what would be really, really cool... is if the Discord did another battle of like more infantry and cavalry and missiles turning up. Maybe not as big, like maybe have a lot less men, but give the defenders 4,000 men, and maybe the attackers get reinforcements with like another 6,000 men or something, and we'll have another battle, and we make it so that the battle itself, the defenders give up all of this part of the wall like it's been fought over, and just defend this inner layer right here where their men are right now. And we kind of recreate this scenario, this scene right here of dead bodies and broken down walls and stuff. And siege towers at the walls. And then we have like a part 2 of this battle where the attackers have more men. And they throw them in against the defenders here, who are set up like now. So like the battle continues, just more reinforcements turn up. So if Discord want to do that, that'd be very, very cool, honestly. But I think that's going to be all she wrote, though, for them. We even have some of the cavalry out here looking to run down. The HRE going to get some extra kills. They're going to try and run up these siege towers to avoid the cavalry assault, which is pretty hilarious. But yeah, cool. I'll skip to the end of the battle now, as it does seem like the defenders have clearly won this engagement. There we have it, guys. The defenders winning a Pyrrhic victory. Very, very brutal indeed. But they did manage to hold the walls fairly, not easily, convincingly, I would say, or hold the city fairly convincingly. So let's go ahead and take a look at the kills to see who really racked up the most kills. Oh no, yeah, so it was Fox playing the Teutonic Order. Very, very nice indeed. Right there, and on Hobbit playing as the Poles. So we take a look at the kills. We can see that starting off with the Polish, these dismounted knights racking up a ton of kills, and this cavalry 317 kills. My god, that is pretty goddamn good. The HRE led by Dias 10, or Leonidas on the Discord. Again, his knights 300 kills. That's what I'm talking about. And even these Imperial dismounted Ritter getting 110, and some Imperial knights doing pretty goddamn good. And when we take a look at Fox's Teutonic Order, we can see plenty of damage on them cavalry, hundreds of kills, not too bad on this dismounted Ritter Bruder, almost getting 200 kills, not too bad at all. Over on the attacking side, Genki with his general getting 152 kills, not bad. And this dismounted, or this Polish Lithuanian knight unit, the one we saw kill them crossbows, getting almost 300 kills. Hypie coming in with the Danish, and again his artillery doing nice, very, very nice. And this unit of late infantry getting over 100 kills. And then finally Deadman, 200 kills on his foot Ritter, however you pronounce that, and his general also getting 200 kills, not too bad whatsoever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you want to see a part 2, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.